Last night was a hard fought night of battles. Did a little theory crafting, a little bit of testing, wanted to bring you, the viewers, something new to the channel, and sadly, I came to find out that I am no Caleb Peng. For those not familiar with Caleb Peng, he's an innovative Pokemon YouTuber. Check out his channel, definitely worth the views, but he comes up with some innovative strategies, and sadly, last night I found that some of my innovative strategies are not quite as successful. But we are back today trying to regain some of that lost rating that was so painfully squandered last night. And to do so, we are going to test out Galarian Stunfisk. Now, I know what you're thinking. Galarian Stunfisk? That's a Great League Pokemon, Chris. What are you thinking about? We're in the Ultra League now. And you would be right. It is a very strong Great League Pokemon. But in the Ultra League, with winning matchups against Cresselia, Dragon Breath Giratina, Registeel, and Charizard, I thought, why not? That, and the fact that I hatched a 100% IV Galarian Stunfisk. So, what better to frivolously spend some dust on? Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel, trainers. My name is Oro Chris. I am your catching coach. And if we head over to the video replay. So this is the second iteration, the second test of the team. We have put Galarian Stunfisk in the back. The reason being potentially a better safe swap. Cresselia also a fairly strong safe swap. And Giratina, especially Dragon Breath Giratina, has a very solid place in the Ultra League meta as a lead. I've been seeing a lot of fighting type leads on the opponent's side, things like things like Escavalier, things like Obstagoon. So Ghost type's going to have immunity, tier resistance to fighting type attacks. That's positive. With Dragon Breath, it can beat out, depending on shielding and depending on the moves on the opponent's side. It can beat out against Obstagoon. So I thought that would make more sense also. Just an overall much safer in the lead position. And then running Dragon Claw as well as Shadow Sneak, because Ancient Power a month or two ago had that nerf. So we're going to be going with Shadow Sneak. Now we've at least got a neutral charge move into Pokemon like Registeel. And then as we mentioned, Stunfisk carrying Mudshot, Rock Slide, and Earthquake. I think that's probably the typical moveset you're going to see in both the Great League and Ultra League. So we lead, and Cresselia is a tough matchup against Giratina now with that buff to Moonblast. As you may recall, Moonblast previously, I think, was 65 energy. Now it's a little bit less expensive, so you can launch those a little more quickly. Now it levels the playing field much more so with Cresselia into the Giratina matchup. But we now are not running Ancient Power. Now the preferred move is Shadow Sneak, as we mentioned. So now we've at least got a super effective hit into Cresselia. For me to pull out the win, however, I'm going to need to push this Giratina into a 2-shield scenario. So you've got to decide, as the Giratina user, do you want to maintain switch advantage, win this lead matchup, or do you want to have at least one of your shields coming out of this matchup? I elect to go 2 shields into this to pull out the, hopefully pull out the lead victory. They shield. At this point, I'm going to swap out because I do not want to give up this Giratina for nothing. And we've now got a level playing field as far as shielding is concerned. So they're going to bring in Obstagoon. Obstagoon in the back. I will put a video up to the Galarian Pokemon video that we analyzed their place in the meta. As a lead, definitely run counter, probably always Night Slash. I think that's a pretty safe statement. Always Night Slash. And then in the lead position, probably Cross Chop is a better secondary charge move. In the back, as a switch in, the Poison move really has a lot of play. And the reason being, you come in as the Obstagoon user, you charge up some energy, you win that secondary matchup, and then you launch this hard-hitting poison type attack into potentially a fairy type that's swapped in, and now you've got a much more level playing field. So something to consider. I did not mention that specifically in the Galarian Pokemon video, so wanted to make sure you were aware of that. So here we have got what we were hoping for. We have got a Dragon Breath Giratina coming in against our Steel type Stunfisk. So we're going to charge up to those Earthquakes. Earthquake going to be doing that extra bit of damage with that super type, same type attack bonus, stab bonus on the Earthquake. Going to very likely going to be able to get to another Earthquake here. And as you can see, even though at 2162 CP, carrying its own against the monsters of the Ultra League, Giratina winning out this matchup. Just so impressive. So the Giratina goes down. We've now got Cresselia coming dangerously close to time. And then we launch this Rock Slide to pull out that other key meta Pokemon win against Cresselia. And put that one in the thumbnail, right? What a great opportunity for Galarian Stunfisk to show off his stuff. So now we've got Ya Boy Christian coming in. And again, another Cresselia lead. It was shocking this night of matches just how many Cresselia I saw against the Dragon Breath Giratina. Shadow Claw Giratina has a little bit better matchup, charging energy a little bit more quickly than Dragon Breath, doing super effective damage with the Shadow Claw as the fast move. But because of Pokemon like Obstagoon able to win in a matchup against Shadow Claw Giratina, and I've been seeing a lot of Obstagoon in the lead position, wanted to try something a little bit different, so we went with Dragon Breath here. So we're going to launch another Shadow Sneak. They elect to shield, so now we are both one shield down. This would be enough to get the KO, so I'm going to shield up here, hoping to get either at this range the knockout. They elect to shield, so I'm going to swap out as we did previously, but this time going with Galarian Stunfisk. And now Charizard, that matchup that we were talking about, wins in the one shield. However, with the 0 shield, they're able to get off to that Blast Burn. In the one shield, they don't get to a Blast Burn by the time you get to 2 Rock Slides. But you saw how much damage that one Rock Slide did against Charizard with that 2 times weakness to Rock type attacks. So Charizard goes down with a couple of Dragon Breaths, and then Obstagoon comes in. In this scenario, Shadow Sneak's not going to do nothing for nobody. That is 3 times resisted by a normal Dark type like Obstagoon. So we're going to be going with the Dragon Claws as much as possible. And now a full health Cresselia is going to come in, unless a crazy amount of Night Slash buffs come through on the Obstagoon user's side. These Moonblasts, 2 of these, and we're going to be A-okay in this matchup. But that Charizard, that Rock Slide, loved it. Felt real good. That first time, the first night, you max out something and you say, I'm bring this in with the big boys, and you get those key matchups that you're hoping for. So they've got the Cresselia in the back. We're going to have enough energy, however, enough thickness to take another Night Slash, and then going to be able to Psycho Cut down in this matchup. So we're going to be A-okay here. It does get close, though. It does get close. And then we actually end up going with the Moonblast after all. So we get the knockout. I like the design of Obstagoon. I think it's potentially controversial. Some folks like it, some folks don't. I'm a big fan. So now we've got Espanthalo. I probably said that way wrong. I apologize to that trainer. So Registeel, Shadow Claw, much better matchup against Registeel. With Dragon Breath, we're going to be doing resisted damage, and Dragon Breath is one of the main reasons that you do a lot of damage with a Pokemon like Giratina. So we're going to swap out, charge up to a charge move, and then swap out with the Stunfisk. Here, not many trainers, because Galarian Stunfisk was swapped out, I think, after Ultra League had rotated. So as a result, not many folks necessarily have become super familiar with the moveset for Galarian Stunfisk, but Swampert not a positive matchup by any stretch because those Hydro Cannons, 1, a super strong move, 2, with stab, 3, against a Pokemon that is weak to water type attacks like Galarian Stunfisk as a ground type is. We weren't going to get much out of that matchup. But unless they can get to an Earthquake here, we're pretty safe coming in with Giratina in the back. And now we're wondering, what are we going to do about this Registeel? So we're going to shield up. Even though it's resisted, Dragon Breath is just so oppressive. It's just a very strong move that even if resisted, you're better off holding on to this Pokemon because Psycho Cut from Cresselia has thickness, but she is certainly not going to wear down a Registeel as successfully as Giratina is. Moreover, because we have access to Shadow Sneak, we're able to at least get some neutral damage in. Cresselia has nothing for a Registeel. So now we're going to draw that last shield. They have got a Dragon Breath. Giratina also doing that shiny flex, compliments to the opponent. And then Cresselia is going to come in, and we're going to try to get to a Moonblast as quickly as possible, hoping and praying for that debuff. Again, that's a 30% chance, I believe, for a two-stage, I think. And we get it. We get the attack fall on the Giratina. That is a huge help in this matchup. Probably unlucky for the opponent. Probably what may end up swinging this matchup. So this will be enough. We overcharged a little bit. If you get to the end of a matchup, if you got enough, the opponent has enough HP that you can knock them out with a charge move, and you've got time, do some extra fast moves to farm up a little bit of extra energy, and then come in more ready for the follow-up matchup. So here we get the knockout. We come in with Registeel. They're going to get that Flash Cannon off, and now we are going to race to the next charge move. I'm not going to get to a Shadow Sneak. That would be certainly a better move as far as damage is concerned, but they're so low that the Dragon Claw, even resisted, is enough to get the knockout. So, Galarian Stunfisk, 2 matches now, able to pull out some key wins against some top-level Pokemon. Swampert, it's not a fan, but something new. We're trying, we're testing. So the final matchup of this set of 5, we have got the opponent of Ahud 13. Ahud 13. And again, Cresselia, you can see what I'm talking about. So many Cresselia leads. And what's crazy is I was seeing so many Obstagoon leads. That is just a very interesting transition. I was really surprised to see this many Cresselia leads. But I was running Cresselia first couple of nights as a lead, so it's not the most surprising thing, but just not what I was expecting. I thought the meta had shifted a little bit more than this. So we're going to go through with those Shadow Sneaks, try to get as much damage into the opponent as possible. Shield the first, take the second, hope for no attack debuff. Going to go with a Dragon Claw, hoping to bait a shield. They elect not to shield, unlike the past 2 opponents. And part of the challenge with conditioning is one player does something, you think other players will probably do the same thing. This opponent, however, did not go that route. We do invest the 2 shields. And unlike some of the other trainers, they do not invest any shields. So now we are down 2 shields in this matchup, and Giratina is coming in. And as you can see, a lot of folks running Dragon Breath Giratina. That is definitely, I think, how the meta has shifted in this season of Ultra League. Probably firmly on the backs of the introduction of Obstagoon. So now the opponent going to come in with some Shadow Sneaks. We're still down a shield, hoping and praying for a debuff. That's probably what's going to be necessary to pull out this matchup at this point. We do get the debuff. They elect to go out. Galarian Stunfisk doesn't want to have anything to do with that Swampert, so we're going to launch this Future Sight. But that is we're probably... Maybe if I'd launched 2 Moonblasts, I think I would have had the time and energy to get to there. But launching the Future Sight, not enough damage output. And then the Earthquake here, not going to be enough, sadly. This was not the matchup for Galarian Stunfisk. So poor Galarian Stunfisk goes down, not able to salvage it for the team. If only it had been a Charizard in the back, right? But we are rewarded with a Rufflet for our hard work. I did get a Rufflet in Season 1, and it was 100% Rufflet. I was literally shocked. And then this guy, 98% Rufflet. I don't know what my luck is with Rufflet. I wish Braviary had a better position in the in the Pokemon Go meta. But if it becomes buffed at some point, maybe I can use these Pokemon at some later date. And then we're going to claim this. We're going to go up to 2385. If you recall from yesterday's video, we ended with the Grand Bull at 2410. So as you can see, the testing last night was definitely a hard night of lessons learned. But I hope that you were impressed by what Galarian Stunfisk brings to the Ultra League meta. Even though the rankings show it as a B tier level player in the Ultra League, because of its particular unique matchups in the Ultra League against that core meta Pokemon like Dragon Breath Giratina, Cresselia, Registeel, it definitely has its place potentially in your team. Consider it. If you are interested in Pokemon Go, competitive PvP, and basically anything Pokemon related, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, happy catching.